going live. We are looking live. It's sold out Giants Stadium, where today the 15-0 New York Giants are taking on the 0-15 Baltimore Ravens. Why the Baltimore Ravens 0-15? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody at all out there? Anybody at all? Thank you. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with me here tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. Or if anybody watches the replay, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. We're going to go about 30 minutes here. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say? Just throw it in the chat box. Okay, I check up on the chat box every so often. Any comments or anything like that, just fire away. And in the description box below, just before I get started, I just want to say, if you want to help support my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. There's a link you can join. I got 3 different things you can sign up for, 3 different memberships you can sign up for as far as joining my channel, help support my channel. If you can do that, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon. That way, anytime I go live or another video comes out or whatever, you'll be notified of it. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely freaking rock. But now, I tell you what, well, first I'm going to start off with the, oh my God. Who's injured next on the New York Giants? Well, unfortunately, DJ Davidson, his season is over. You gotta love it. His knee. If I can find it here. Nope. There you go. Nope. DJ Davidson, he's on IR. Okay. Rookie defensive tackle DJ Davidson, the 5th round pick, has been placed on injured reserve for the Giants. The Giants made that announcement Tuesday afternoon. DJ was injured on Sunday against the Packers. He has a season-ending knee injury. Absolutely freaking unbelievable. I mean, in 5 games, DJ just played 43 snaps, but he had 4 tackles. So basically 1 out of every, for a tackle, that's not bad. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say here, okay, I watch every play. I watch it 13 times back and forth. I analyze everybody on every play. I spend, an hour and a half watching every play and this, that. I'm not going to tell you that. What I will tell you, okay, is that when he was in the game, I was very impressed by his hustle. Okay, now is he going to be, an all-pro or, anything like that? Probably not. But I was very impressed by when he was in the game, his hustle. Okay, so you figure he was in 43 snaps, he had 4 tackles. So basically every 10 snaps, he got a tackle. So if he was in, that's not bad for a tackle. Okay, if he was in there for 60 or 70 snaps for a full game, he'd probably have 6 or 7 tackles. And that's not bad for a tackle, right? So, hopefully, the knee injury, hopefully, whatever it was, all right, or whatever it is, hopefully he can heal up from it and he'll come back as strong as ever next season because, he'll have a spot, because he was a draft choice, so, yeah, obviously he has to earn it, but he's a draft pick from Shane and Dable, so he always has a little bit of a leg up on maybe some of the other guys, but of course he has to earn it, but hopefully he comes back. But of course now he winds up the 3rd of the Giants injured guys who are injured, basically who lost for the season of their draft choices. Okay, so we got Davidson, the 3rd. He's the 3rd guy, right? Marcus McKeithen, all right. He's gone for the season. And then Darian Beavers, the linebacker, he's gone for the season. I was really, I'm very anxious to see what Beavers could do. Freaking shame, once again, Then I got here, the Giants did not immediately announce the replacement for Davidson on the roster. They have 2 defensive linemen on their practice squad, Henry Mondeau, okay, and his ankle was hurt. It's absolutely unbelievable. Then you look at some of these other teams, like nobody on the other teams even had like a hangnail or anything. Simply, absolutely freaking amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing, right? Mondo hurt his ankle against the Bears, and then they got rookie free agent Ryder Anderson, right? Now, but the one thing is that the Giants are confident that Leonard Williams, who's out since suffering a sprained MCL in week 3, will play against the Ravens. This could be the avenue that recently recently signed Landon Collins onto the 53-man roster. That would be nice, okay? Because we'd have to make room for Landon somehow to get onto the 53-man roster, and this is the avenue. Okay, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to wind up being. But if we got, no, that's not it. I got so many windows and stuff and all and everything open up here. Okay, we got the Giants now. Right now, the Giants. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it really is. Got Darian Beavers. He's on IR. He's out. Right. Cordell Flott. He's been out. He's in a walking boot. Hopefully it won't be too long or not much longer. The Giants also did bring Robert Foster back too. Okay, he had like a injury settlement, but they just brought him back. Okay. Kenny Golladay, because he's out with his knee. Colin Johnson, of course, he's on IR. Shane Lemieux, he's on IR. Marcus McKeithen, he's gone for the season. Henry Mondo, he was out this past week. Okay, Azeez Ojulari, he was out this past week. Aaron Robinson, he's on IR. We're not sure if that's a season ender or not. Hopefully not. But right, Wandale Robinson, he's been out. He caught one pass, and basically the rest of the season, he's been out he's been out the past 4 weeks. Absolutely unbelievable. Sterling Shepard, his season's over with. Ellison Smith, I mean, I don't even. It's like him and Kadarius Toney. I can't even talk when I talk about these guys. It's simply amazing how we can't even get these guys on the field. I mean, Ellison Smith, hopefully he'll be able to come off IR sometime. Of course, Tyrod Taylor, he's got a concussion. Kadarius Toney, he's been out the past couple of games with. It seems like every other week he keeps pulling another hamstring. Leonard Williams, he hasn't played the past couple games. And of course, now we got Rodarius Williams. He's on IR, right? And now we got DJ Davidson. He's on IR as well, too. So, I mean, it's simply absolutely amazing. Then we got, they haven't updated it yet. I'm surprised. I thought they did it on Tuesday. I guess maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be updated tomorrow. But just looking at what we got here, the most injured teams in the NFL through week 4. Okay, so they got to update this. All right, of the regular season, where the Ravens had 59 games missed by injured players. Okay, and the Seahawks, who had 58 games missed by injured players. Okay, the Giants were number 4. The Giants lost 51 games missed by injured players. Okay, so the Giants are 4th. Tennessee was number 3. They had 53 games. All right. Then you got, and it's just like, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's like the Jaguars have only missed 9 games by injured players. 9. Meanwhile, the Giants have missed, 51? 51. Yeah. And then, of course, and then it just goes to show you, how impressive the victory was over the Packers. The Packers were the second least team injured, games missed by injured players with 19. Okay. And the Giants have 51. And then you got, as I said, I can't, it's a respectful hate. Same thing with the Cowboys. I'm very freaking, even in these bad times with the NFC least and all that, and everybody's making fun of it, but I'm very, very, very freaking proud that the Commanders / Redskins, whatever you want to freaking call them, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants, I'm very, very proud. Right? All 4 of us in one division. Nice to see. Okay, now maybe we're starting to step. The NFC least is not the NFC least anymore. We're starting to step it up a little bit right now. Now we got our heads maybe right looking down at the rest of the league. Right? They're not doing so well. Okay, so when I pick on the Cowboys or the Eagles, it's a respectful hate. Okay. I'm very, very, very proud that, as I said, the Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, Cowboys and Eagles are in the division with the Giants. I would have it no other way. So I'm very, very proud that those teams are in there. Though I can't freaking stand them, but I pick on the Eagles a lot. Okay, and it is another. They're 5-0 and they're riding high and all that. But I mean, if they had the injury problems that the Giants had, they wouldn't be 5-0, right? The Eagles are the fourth least injured team. All right, they've only missed 21 games by injured players. Meanwhile, the Giants, after 4 weeks, it's got to update. It's got to probably update tomorrow. But they missed 51 games. So they missed 30 more games by injured players in just 4 weeks. We're not talking the whole season. We're talking just in 4 games. All right. So basically, every week we're missing like an additional 7.5 games missed by injured players. Right. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, how impressive that victory was. The Packers have nobody injured, nobody. Okay. And the Giants have all these guys, and they just keep adding to the injury list. It's just simply amazing, absolutely amazing. It's like how like the Giants can play a game on the same field with another team, and anybody who gets injured, who is going to be injured and hobbles off and maybe misses the season and all that, always seems like it's 90% of the time it's like a Giant player. I mean, and I said, then you look at like somebody like the Eagles, okay, who just, go out there, play for 60 minutes. This year they're winning every game. And after 60 minutes, yeah, everybody's healthy. Yeah, we're pretty good. I think our left tackle had a sneeze one time. I think he might catch a cold. He might have a cold. So we'll have to keep an eye on him, our left tackle. Yeah, but everybody else pretty good. Yeah. But matter of fact, we got 2 guys who are out. We're going to get them back next week. I mean, it's like, and then it's like, well, you look at like the Giants. It's like, how many players did the Giants lose this week? Just simply absolutely amazing how the Giants just can never catch a break. Absolutely amazing. Now we got. I mean, well, let me go with the. I want the Packer game with the Giants Packers game is like being the right, the highest most watched international game ever. And it's just so kind of shocked because it's like, first time like in London, I believe it is, right, that they've ever had 2 teams with a winning record playing each other at the same time. I don't understand why are we trying to show off a product. Let's say who's going to be crappy next. I mean, it's like every time it's like, why don't we have the Chiefs and the Bills over there, right? Why aren't the Cowboys over? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're the good why don't we, I don't know, it's a little difficult, but I mean, the 2 teams who were in the Super Bowl the year before, have them start off there or something like, right? I mean, why we have, yeah, we got the 2-7 Carolina Panthers playing the 3-6 Jacksonville Jaguars this week in London. I mean, it's like, I never quite understood that. But what they got here is the Giants-Packers game played last week in London was the NFL Network's most watched international series game since they began broadcasting games in 2016. The game drew 5.5 million viewers on the TV and digital, was up 55% versus last week's Week 5 London matchup between the Jets and the Falcons. I mean, who the frick's going to watch the Falcons and the Jets? I mean, are you serious? I mean, if you're a Jet fan and you're a Falcon fan, right? Yeah. Okay, you're going to turn it on, right? But I mean, it's like, well, I don't know. It's like, well, who's going to suck next year? Take the Jets and the Falcons. I mean, the Jets are certainly getting better, but how were they last year? They sucked. Okay, how were they the year before that? They sucked, right? I mean, the Falcons. I mean, it's like, yeah, let's get 2 crappy teams and have them send them out. I mean, you know what? When they play soccer, okay, they don't get I mean, a lot of times when they bring international games over, friendly games, they'll bring Barcelona, PSG, Juventus, Real Madrid, the boomers, right? They send the big boys over here, okay? Now, I'll tell you what, that draws a crowd. They don't send Crystal Palace over here. You know what I'm saying? Who are the two crappiest teams, right, in the English league? Let's get Crystal Palace, and I don't know. Who's another bad team over there? I mean, right? They send the boomers over here, right? Let's send the boomers over there. I really don't understand that. That makes no sense at all to me. Let's see. The Giants 4-1 defeated the Packers, all right, overcoming the 2010 halftime and staving off the late fourth quarter rallies by Aaron Rodgers, right? The game played at the Tottenham Hotspur was nationally well attended with fans from both fan bases in attendance. The players seemed to enjoy themselves as well. And it seemed to have just the atmosphere. I mean, you could tell the crowd was into it. You could tell. I mean, the Packers were up 17-3 or 20-10. I mean, it was, and then the Giants start coming back. I mean, you could tell the crowd was into it. Definitely, without question. I mean, that was a huge game. Not a win, but a huge game internationally as well. I just don't quite understand why they don't send better teams over. I mean, you can also look at it too. I mean, this is like the first time I think the Packers were ever over there. Why? I mean, the Giants have been over there 3 times since 2007. Why is this the first time the Packers have been? The Packers got one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Don't you think we'd want to send that over there and put that on display? I don't know. I don't get it, but it's nice to see that the viewing was up for that game as well. It wound up being a really, really good game. I mean, even if the Giants, just the way the Giants undermanned, right? Down 17-3, 20-10, right? We have no wide receivers, and we're hanging in there. And even if the Packers wind up winning, saying, a close one or something, where, right? Right. I mean, it was a heck of a game. You got to give the Giants, 2 thumbs up, even if they wind up losing that game. I mean, all the injuries they have and everything, just to keep coming back in that game, holding Aaron Rodgers down. Whew, man, I'll tell you. I mean, that was a very, very good game, very exciting game. I'm really lucky I got a chance to watch that. That was absolutely freaking fantastic. Now we got, all right, I'll tell you what, the Daniel Jones. The saga continues, right? Now, is he starting to come on as like, what do you think? I mean, as a franchise quarterback? I'll tell you what, after that first week, I mean, he threw that back shoulder interception to Saquon Barkley when we're in the red zone there. I think we were in the red zone. We were down there. Yeah, I think we were in the red zone. Yeah. And it got picked off. We lost 3 points, at least 3 points right there. I'm sorry, buddy. I kicked my dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I didn't know you were there. I'm assuming that Graham Gano would have kicked that field goal. You know what I mean? But, and it's like, whew, man, what are we doing? Then, of course, he lost the fumble. Really not his fault. I don't think there's anybody in God's country who would have held on. The way he got, I forgot who the defensive lineman was for the Titans who waffled them. Okay, broke through. I don't remember who. It was Bredesen, got him, but he got DJ from behind, right? Hit his arm, fumbled. Nobody's holding on to that ball, right? But that interception was all his. However, in the last 4 games, Daniel Jones, okay, with no wide receivers, some porous offensive line play, okay, has only thrown 1 interception. And that 1 interception was on our last offensive play of the game against the Cowboys when David Sills did what? Fell down. Okay. And the ball was intercepted. Good interception. He got the ball just before it hit the I think it might have hit the turf, but maybe I think he got his hands under it to make a very good interception. Kudos to him. But what happened? Sills fell down. It was a timing route. It's he's making his cut, hopefully getting in front of the defender, but out of his cut, what did he do? He fell down. And of course, not only that, had the interception, the end of the game, but then of course, Sterling Shepard on the other side of the field, his season's over. Absolutely unbelievable. But, I mean, you got to start kind of wondering. I mean, because then also you got the fact, all right, now we go back. This is his fourth season here, all right? But you go back 5 years, all right? So he was in Duke, okay? Then he was with Shermer, right? With Shermer calling the plays, that offense and all and everything. What? He was 24-12. Okay. Then, of course, then we had Judge coming in with the clapper, okay? Jason Garrett calling plays, right? And he has 2 very mediocre seasons. Okay. So that's those 2 more seasons, but that's the 3rd offensive system he's been in 4 years. Now we got Dayball coming in here. Okay. So now this is his fifth in the last 5 years. He's had 4 offensive systems. Okay. It's tough. It's tough when every year you keep learning. It's tough, when you got your first string wide receivers out there and you're trying to get familiar with them. And by the time the regular season rolls around, all your wide receivers are all gone. So now you got to try to get some continuity while you're being pressured, right? With these 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th best wide receivers on your team. It's not easy. All right. So I got this from Giants Wire. The Giants chose not to exercise quarterback Daniel Jones' 5th-year option, and I think everybody could see that coming, right? And moved it, many saw as a possible, question mark, put a question mark on the Daniel Jones' future for the team. But now if you look back, it says in retrospect, the team, which is entering a new era in the front office, made the correct call, not extending Jones based on his data at hand. I mean, all they could go by is the information they have at hand. If they look at his play from the past couple of seasons, his stats, his this, his that, putting the team on his back and driving the team down the field for the winning touchdown, that just wasn't happening there. Yeah, wide receiver play was not maybe the best. Play calling was not the best. Offensive line play was not the best, so he had a lot of things going against him. Absolutely. Okay. But then also they said here in the first 3 seasons, he was riddled with inconsistency and injury, which he was. Now, it says here, according to this article, the ball is clearly in Jones's court now. If he wants to stay with Big Blue, he has to demonstrate that he is worthy of a franchise quarterback money. And he's starting to seem to possibly get into that, possibly. Right? He's getting more and more familiar with the play calling. I mean, as I said, let's not compare, obviously, Josh Allen and Daniel Jones, okay? But let us look at the success that Dayball had, okay, in Buffalo, all right? Now, of course, he had, Josh Allen, all right? But he also has, one of the things where Buffalo is very fortunate, they got Stephon Diggs. And why? He's healthy, right? The guy runs onto the football field in the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, 60 minutes later, he runs off the field into the locker room and goes home. And he goes home what? Healthy. And then the next day he shows up. He might be a little banged up here or there, whatever, but he plays. The following week, guess what he does? He plays. And the week after that, guess what he does? He plays. Not the Giants, But you can start seeing. He was 21 out of 27, Daniel Jones, against the Packers with these wide receivers. You put these guys on another team. Good luck and God bless trying to win a football game, right? David Sills, Richie James, Bellinger, Myrick. Tanner Hudson. There you go, guys. Those are your receivers. Give those receivers to Jalen Hurts, okay, with the Eagles, right? Have Jalen Hurts stand behind the Giants' porous offensive line, pass blocking, all right, and give him those wide receivers, and let's see what he can do, okay? I just want to pick on the Eagles because I can't stand them. A respectful hate, okay? Let's see here. They got their 3 guys, the 3 big guys, A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert, okay? Brown's got 28 catches, Smith's got 28 catches, and Goddard's got 24 catches, okay? They got 56. They got 80 receptions between the 3 of them. 80. Okay, the Giants. Am I going to be able to get this? Let's see here. They got 80. All right. If you look at the Giants here, what do the Giants got? The Giants have 89 receptions between the whole team. Okay. I mean, they got 3 guys in the 20s. The Giants don't have anybody in the 20s. They got Richie James, who is 17, and Saquon Barkley is 18. Okay. Sterling Shepard is 13. The Giants have 4 guys that got double digits. Bellinger has got 10. So, I mean, he's on his way, to 30 to 40 catches. Respectable. But, I mean, got Richie James with 17 receptions. David Sills got 8. Darius Slayton's got 7. And our running back has got 18. But, I mean, if you look at all the wide receivers and tight ends, it's like, compare that to the Eagles. Right? But, I mean, you look at the Eagles. They went out and paid for these guys. Okay? Right? And they're all healthy. Goddard, Smith, and A.J. Brown, all healthy. Not missing any time. Right? And then if we can also look at another thing here, okay, let's pick this up from PFF, right? The pass blocking grade, all right? I just want to compare, we got here. Okay, let me see here. Pass blocking grade. The Eagles are number 1, 80.5 according to PFF. The Giants, pass blocking grade, number 26, 55.6. The Eagles are graded 25 points higher, 25 points higher, according to PFF. Pass blocking grade. Okay. Imagine what Daniel Jones could do behind that kind of pass blocking, right? Imagine what Daniel Jones could do with A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert running around out there. Imagine what he can do then, huh? Receiving grade. Eagles are number 2, 76. Why is that? Because they're 3 big studs, okay, are healthy. Receiving grade, the Giants receiving grade. The Giants are number 28, 63.6. Number 26. So now we have our graded just by PFF. That's all I'm going by here, okay? Are we way down the list? But, a pass blocking too. And which brings me up to what I want to do here, okay, is Andrew Thomas is number 80. His pass blocking grade is an 86, okay? Got to go down. John Feliciano is our 9th rated pass block. Is 57.5. Okay. Then the bottom ones are like Joshua Zudu, who's only been in there for what we got 30. He's a project. He's going to need some time. Right? He's grading out at 18, but Devery Hamilton graded out at 41. Matt Glowinski, his pass blocking grade is a 44. Ben Bredesen, our other guard, his pass blocking grade is a 44.7, and our number 1 first round pick, our second first round pick this year, Evan Neal is grading out at 48.3. So 3 of our starters on the offensive line, Bredesen, Glowinski, and Neal, okay, are grading out below a 50. And our center is grading out in the 50s. Okay. Only our left tackle, okay, is playing an all-pro level this year. But if we go to the Eagles, okay, let's look at the Eagles. Their highest graded guy, okay, is Lane Johnson. He's grading out 87.8. Their second highest guy, Jason Kelsey, their center, 83.4. Landon Dickerson, he's a guard. He's grading out 75.4. Let's see who else they got here. Isaac Samalo, maybe. Guard. He's grading out a 72.4. Who's our other guy? Malata, the tackle, grading out a 68.8. Okay. So basically, with the Eagles, okay, 68.8. They got 5 guys, 68 or above. 68. All 5 of their guys, 68 or above. 2 of them are in the 80s. We got 1 guy in the 80s, and everybody else is from 55 and below. We got 3 guys in the 40s. They got their whole team is above the 60s. We got 3/5 of our offensive line's pass blocking grade is in the 40s. I mean, and I said, you got to also look at it too. I mean, he had those 2 turnovers in the first game of the season, Daniel Jones, right? Since then, the past 4 games, he's had 1 turnover, and that was on David Sills. He slipped. timing route. Cowboys pressure. You got to get rid of the ball, right? It's timing. David Sills, whatever, 5 steps, right? You cut across into the middle of the field. Daniel Jones dropping back, 5 steps, turn, throw the ball. David Sills is coming up off the ground. Ball gets intercepted, right? Barely intercepted, right? So, I mean, Daniel Jones is doing a very, very good job protecting the ball, okay? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. I mean, especially that Daniel Jones. I mean, because it seems like the locker room has got his back. I mean, he's playing hurt. He had a bummed ankle. His freaking passing hand was, I think I had a rug burn, whatever it was. It was bleeding, right? So it seems like, the coaching staff and the players and all starting to come on and a little more. It seemed like I don't know. They kind of got his back. I mean, it seems like he's a little more comfortable. He was 21 out of 27, 74%, I think it is, pass completion. One of the passes that got dropped was to Saquon Barkley. It was like a screen. He was about 5 yards away. Daniel Jones threw it to him. I think it was like maybe a little high, but hit him in the hands. He dropped the freaking ball. I don't know if he would have picked up any yards on it. But Daniel Jones could have been 22 out of 27. All right. Basically with, a little porous offensive line play. I mean, you scratch your head. Who's our wide receivers, right? I mean, we got Hudson, we got Myrick, we got Bell. Those are our tight ends? Huh? And he's 22 out of 27. What? So it seems like he's getting more and more familiar, but also it's the coaching too, I believe. A lot to do with the coaching. I mean, Dable's putting him in position. That's what Judge used to say a lot. I didn't really see much of that. We put the guys in the best position to be successful. Yeah, no, you didn't. But Dable, I think, the offense he has with him and Kafka, right? And it seems to get the guys in the right positions at the right time. And I think the more and more Jones gets familiar with, the offense and all, I think, he's going to quite possibly continue to do what he's been doing. And we got a tough game this week coming up against the Ravens. Always going to be it'll be a very, very tough game for the Giants. But tell you what, I mean, don't be surprised if Daniel Jones gets any type of a contract extension. I mean, don't be surprised, that there's the good and the bad. Okay. The good thing about they can franchise tag him, right? I think it's like 30 million, 31, something like that, which is for a starting quarterback, franchise quarterback, that's cheap. Okay. But the good thing about that is now, if that's going to be the case, I mean, if Dable's going to be around, then we're going to have Kafka and whatever calling the plays, and Daniel Jones starts to get more and more familiar, and you get him a weapon, a wide receiver weapon that can actually stay healthy and stay on the field. Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing, huh? But I think Daniel Jones could certainly keep reducing what he's doing, get more and more familiar, better. But as I said, the nice thing about that is that that's going to cost us obviously some cap money next year because we don't have a quarterback signed for next year. We got Tyrod Taylor, but he's not our starting quarterback for the most part. All right. So we're going to have that'll take some of our cap money that we have next year, and we'll have to go toward Daniel Jones. Okay. So we're going to lose some cap money. However, we'll be able to take our first round pick, and instead of trying to bundle that up, because I mean, you win more than like 6, 7. I'm sorry. You win more than we had four games, right? You win like 8 games or so, right? 8 or 9 games. You're picking 16, 17, 18. You don't have a chance in heck of getting like the top quarterback. There ain't no way. The reason why pretty much whoever the top team is because their quarterback play stinks. Most of the time, that's what winds up happening. Or if it's not the first team, it's the second team. And you're not trading. There's no way you could possibly trade enough to get up that high, right? I mean, if the first or second team in the draft needs a quarterback, and one of those I mean, it's been I'll tell you what, it's been a little disappointing with the college football quarterback play so far. All right. But I mean, if there's like 1 or 2 that are really standing out, the team at the top of the draft, if they got their franchise quarterback, hopefully for the next 10 or 15 years, staring them right in the face, they can just draft them. There's really nothing you can, almost nothing you could probably give them to make them trade out of it. You know, they're going to take it. So, I mean, you have no shot. So basically you're going to need, if you're drafting number 16 or number 20 or something, if we keep playing the way we're going to play, we're going to be drafting in the 20s, right? You're going to need to do some bundling up with some, some draft picks, couple first rounders and all, just to move into the teens or something like that to get a quarterback that, right? So, but I say, but at least the one nice thing is that if Daniel Jones is going to be our quarterback for the future, okay, it's going to hurt some of our cap money next year, okay, but we'll be able to use that first round pick on hopefully a stud, and hopefully would be nice, a wide receiver, because a wide receiver can actually stay healthy. Wouldn't that be freaking amazing? Well, guys, it's been 35 minutes. I'm going to shoot my mouth off here. Anybody spent any time watching this, I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys. Absolutely freaking rock. Or anybody spends any time at all watching the replay of this. Once again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the absolute best. You guys freaking rock. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!